Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Vocal. Welcome to the Habit 5 video lecture. Like the Habit 4 lecture, this is going to be longer, and I will put time codes in the description so you know exactly where the different things are. We're going to start by discussing the video that I hope you already watched, which was Theodoric of York, which was directly linked to the Saturday Night Live. I wanted to ask you about it because no matter what happened, Theodoric advised taking blood from people. So no matter what it was, whether it was somebody with a compound fracture, somebody who was listless, or somebody who needed deworming, he took blood from them. So that's an example of prescribing before you take the time to diagnose. And very often in modern society, we don't listen and we offer our prescription before we really hear what the problem is. So that's a great segue into Habit 5. So I'm going to now switch to my slides. And I love the quote that this begins with: listen, or your tongue will make you deaf. So Habit 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. So basically what we're going to be looking for here is the skill to be able to deal well with other people. And that skill is to listen to their point of view before you worry about putting forth your own point of view. The paradigm we're going to be working with is to communicate effectively with me, you must first understand me. So the ineffective paradigm is listening with the intent to reply. The effective paradigm is listening with the intent to understand. So we're going to start with Dr. Covey himself discussing diagnose before you prescribe. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hello, everyone. I am going to now share the other window. Diagnose before you prescribe.
You study every field of human endeavor. You study every problem-solving process in every profession without an exception. And you'll always find to understand precedes action. To understand precedes judgment. Lawyers go through a discovery process, often even prepare the case for the opposing counsel. Doctors diagnose before they prescribe. Teachers pre-assess before they teach. What does the amateur salesperson do? Sells products. What does the professional salesperson do? Sells solutions. It's Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. The tendency in almost all people initially is to want to be understood, or if they do seek to understand, they seek with the intent to reply, with the intent to in some way influence, to some way bring the person about, to accomplish their own end, not with the intent to understand. Now, what's your first name?
Hal.
Hal? Why does Hal wear those glasses?
See better.
Okay, but what did the optometrist do before he prescribed? He diagnosed. The optometrist tried to understand. The optometrist was first influenced before attempting to influence. And that helped in the diagnosis and the prescription. And that is why Hal wears these glasses. Can I borrow your glasses for a second?
You'll love these. These will really change your paradigm.
These are more powerful? My friend, you've liked these, haven't you?
A long time.
For a long time. We're sure they'll help you. Whoa. My friend. What's your first name? Anna? Try harder. I mean, really give those lenses the college try. That help you now?
No.
No. Think positively. I mean, there's nothing wrong, Anna, with this program that a good positive attitude can't correct. Getting dizzy? This is the company way, Anna. How current your resume? You like them now?
No.
They look good on you, Anna. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
See, we all feel they look good on you. Anna, daughter, your mother and I, for many years, have distilled the wisdom of our life for your benefit. That's intergenerational wisdom too, Anna. We've learned it from before. And we put them in the form of those lenses. We've done our best. Anna, you like them now?
They're great, but I still can't see.
They're great, but I can't see. That's kind of a double message, Anna. I mean, do you have any idea the kinds of sacrifices that your mother and I have made for you? The things we have done for your benefit? Huh? In fact, you know what your mother even did to bring you into the world? And the efforts we're making to give you every opportunity? I mean, what more do we have to say to you? Anna? Like them now. She's got some integrity. Usually people capitulate, but usually I don't give them that strong of a lens. When they capitulate, I then move to the next person. How do you like them?
I like them.
That's right. For all those who are quick studies, they are rewarded. You can wear them the rest of the afternoon. Are those tears of gratitude? There you are, my friend. You can see again. I could feel your anxiety level. Now, when I'm convinced I'm right, when you're convinced you're right, do we really want other people's opinions? How many of us, when we are in that mental state, use those methods? You may not use the more extreme ones. You may just simply use the more common ones. Try harder. Just think positively. It'll make the difference.
What's so scary is if you don't use those methods and you let somebody talk, seek first to understand, you might have your mind changed. And a lot of us don't want our mind changed. We want to stay on that same path that we feel comfortable with.
It's very interesting what he just said. If we really start listening, you may be influenced, particularly if our security lies in being right. If you really seek to understand, you run the risk. You're vulnerable. Can you begin to get a better understanding as to why we have the private victory of 1, 2, and 3? Why?
Self-confidence.
Okay, the confidence, your security,
Principles.
comes from integrity to principles, not from being right. So you could be the first person to say, I was wrong. You learn real fast. But almost everyone is anxious to prescribe glasses for eyes they have not diagnosed, because if they really engage in a meaningful dialogue with me, they become vulnerable themselves. It exposes sometimes their own center, their own need to be right, their own need to give wise counsel, to shape up this son, this daughter, this employee, even this customer. You don't know what you need. We know what you need. We'll tell you.
Great. Now let me switch back to my slides. Hello, everyone. So the idea here is that we have to actually understand the problem before we can figure out how to solve it. One of the things that gets in the way of finding out what a problem really is, what gets in the way of really listening, is our tendency to provide what is known as autobiographical responses. Those are things like giving advice, asking probing questions, interpreting or evaluating. Now, don't misunderstand. These are all appropriate responses eventually. But when someone is upset, the worst thing you can do is give them advice. The easiest way to understand this is remember when you were a teenager and think about when you had a problem that was very overwhelming and your mom or your dad said, you know, when I was in the 7th grade, and I suspect that all you heard after when I was in the 7th grade was blah, 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 blah. And you spent your time thinking, oh my gosh, they're never going to understand me. That's what autobiographical responses do, is they shut down further communication. So I'm going to show 2 videos in a row, one called autobiographical responses and one called empathic listening. These are super, super important and are at the core of 7 Habits. So let me stop sharing and I'll go back to the videos. Hello, everybody. Switching back to the video screen. First, autobiographical responses, then empathic listening.
One thing that gets in the way of meaningful communication is autobiographical listening. This means that we filter what others say through our own story, our own experiences, our biases, prejudices, and all of our values. You see, when I listen autobiographically, part of my story gets added to your story. And then when I respond, I base it on my own frame of reference. I might ask questions, or I might agree or disagree. I might decide it's necessary to counsel you, or try to solve the problem, or fix the situation. So with the best of intentions, I can end up leading the conversation. And even worse, I don't hear what you're really trying to say. Autobiographical responses fall into 4 categories. Probing, asking questions. Evaluating, like agreeing or disagreeing. Advising, that is giving counsel. Or interpreting, or trying to figure a person out or to analyze them. But don't misunderstand. Autobiographical responses can be very appropriate, especially when the emotional bank account with another person is high. But when real understanding and clarity are needed, and when the problems are very emotional, autobiographical responses only get in the way. Watch the impact of autobiographical responses in the next segment. Let's have a role play. Okay, I'll try to set the situation up. I am your son. You are my father or my mother, and I'm interacting with you, and I'm rather upset. And now I'll use the alter ego technique, but you have to act as if you cannot hear that. You hear it only as a participant in this process, not in the role. It'll give insight to all of us in our learning role. Okay? I just had it with school, Dad. I just get nothing out of it at all.
Tell me more.
Well, it just seems to have no value. I mean, it isn't practical. It doesn't deal with life. It doesn't deal with real things. It's just so kind of theoretical, Dad.
So what are you telling me? I don't understand, Stephen.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you that, I don't know, I don't know if I should even stay in school. I mean, I don't know, I don't see much value in it at all.
So you're telling me you're thinking about dropping out?
Why not? I mean, my friend Joe did. He did, and he's got a great job, and he is learning a lot more than I am. I'm telling you that right now. He really is, a lot more.
Well, I'm not sure that's what you really want to do, is it? Let's talk about it for a second.
Well, I'd like to talk about what I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about school.
Are you listening to me?
See, you didn't see any of that. Yeah, Mom, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just so frustrating sometimes. I learn so little and everything.
Well, if you just apply yourself more.
I mean, I've tried to apply myself, and I've really given it, I've been there now for 2 months. I mean, that is a real good effort.
Well, I just don't think you're giving it all your effort. I mean, look at your sister.
Oh. Yeah, I know, but she just takes this stuff. I mean, she just loves it, and she doesn't have the same interest that I have, Mom. And I just don't know why there should be any basis there at all.
Well, your dad and I work really hard for you to be in this special school. I mean, I've even taken on a job now so that we can put you in this school.
Oh, I know you meant to do all that, and it's not that I'm not grateful for what you and Dad are trying to do. It's just that it's just so difficult, and I mean, I don't see much use in it. I mean, it just, you know, they deal with so much abstraction and, you know, all this theory.
Well, I think you just need to apply yourself better. Maybe if we get you a tutor.
Oh boy, now I've got to deal with that.
Well, you can't just quit. You'll never get into the college of
Oh,
your
I wish I
choice.
could talk about what I want to talk about. But yes, she wants to persist in this, and I'm feeling kind of so bad after all that they've been trying to do and everything.
Well, I guess I just don't understand. Maybe you can help me understand what it is that you really want. I don't understand.
Well, I sure don't feel understood, but I don't want to get into what I really want to understand right now. Not after my sister and with all of the things that she and my father have been doing for me on all my life. I'm just trying to say that I just don't know if there's much worth and value to this, Dad. I've given it a good shot, and you know what I mean?
If it isn't school that you want to do, what do you want to do?
Boy, I wish I could talk about what I want to talk about, but Dad wants me to get into action planning. Well, I have to confront, you know, all this theory that's being presented every day. And I mean, take the social studies. They never even deal with what stuff's in the newspaper, but I even hear you talk about, Dad. Just gets me into all of this abstract stuff.
In other words, you're saying learning is a tough experience?
Well, it's not bad. It's just, oh, I don't know. It's just.
You know, son, I'd like to relate something to you. You can check with your grandfather on this. When I was 16 years old, and we had come back from Mexico,
Oh, I wish I could talk about what I want to talk about.
you know,
But
I was pretty.
I don't know. I
wild,
have to listen to Dad's autobiography again. I've heard chapters 3 and 4 so many times in my life, and
At 16 years old,
And I even heard about the background chapter that was put in the appendix of his autobiography about his grandfather. And I don't know, but I'll have to be pleasant, and because I can see.
why don't we do this, son? If you really feel, there's no point in me trying to browbeat you to stay in school. If you really feel that this is what you want to do, why don't we take one semester or 6 months or whatever here, and let's have a trial basis here, and you go out and work.
Oh, I'm just so heartsick now because he's come to the OK Corral for the gunfight, and oh, I wish I could talk really about what I'm feeling inside, but now I'm getting I'm so torn of it. I'm partly mad about this thing, and well, maybe we should.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, that might be a good
You
idea.
could probably move in with Joe, and the two of you could really see.
I don't know if Mom would go along with that.
Oh, I
She
think-
loves me, and she's told me that.
Don't you think I love you, son? Come over here and I'll give you a kiss.
I love that video. It's very, very effective, I think. Now, the next video is called Empathic Listening, and it gives you an example of what you should do. So that last video is what you should not do. Here's a video of what you should do.
Too often, we listen to others with the intent to reply. Empathic listening is an altogether different way of being. It is listening with the intent to understand, with the intent to get to the bottom of an issue. It's one of the most important habits any leader can practice. It's the key to effective results in interpersonal relationships, in teams, and in organizations. When we listen empathically, we try to understand the other's point of view with no judgment, with no preconceived end in mind. We simply seek to understand. We temporarily suspend our view long enough to see the world through their eyes. Only people who are secure enough with themselves, those with a firm grasp of the private victory, have the capacity to listen in this way. It's important to note that empathic listening is not about agreeing or disagreeing. It's not about solving or fixing or figuring someone out. It's simply about understanding another's point of view and feelings. Watch what happens when you listen with the sole intent to understand. Okay, let's have a little role play on this in order to learn it. Let's say that I'm your son, I'm in high school, and you're my mother or my father. Okay? Start over here. I've had it with school, Mom. I mean, I get nothing out of it. It's a complete and total waste of time.
You're frustrated that school is taking a lot of time and you feel it's a waste.
It is. It is. And I don't know why I should stay on. I mean, Joe quit. He's got a great job.
And you think Joe is happy with his choice.
Yeah. He's got a car. He makes good money. He's learning a lot of things. What a deal he's got. I mean, really.
So you're thinking that you would maybe like to quit school.
Well, why not? Look what he's learning. And I'm not learning. And all I have to do is get you to sign the paper. And I can perhaps get the same deal he's got.
Have you seen that that would solve your problem?
It would give me an opportunity to do something and to learn and to make money. Maybe I'd end up with a car myself and I'd avoid all the hassle of this homework. The problem is that, I don't know, Joe brags about it so much. It makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder if he's happy with his choice or if he regrets quitting school.
I don't know. I don't know why he talks so much about it. I mean, every time I'm with him, talk, look what I can do, look what I can do, you know, look what you have to do. I don't know if he really means it or not.
So I sense that you're not sure if that's the action that you would want for yourself. One part of you would like that and the other part is not sure.
That's true. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm having a problem in some of my classes, I guess. That is embarrassing to talk about.
So I sense that you have a lot of anxiety about this.
I do. I mean, I think Dad killed me. You won't talk to him, will you?
You don't want Dad to know about this.
I mean, you know how he's always talking education, and he knew. I mean, I took this test, and they put me in the 4th grade level. I mean, of reading, and I noticed that all the classes I'm doing bad in have a big reading part in it.
That was a great shock for you.
Tremendous. I mean, I haven't yet recovered from it, frankly, and it's been over a week. It's taken me a lot of courage just to come to you. And I don't know.
That hurt you deeply.
I have no idea how deeply. I mean, I just felt wiped out by it. And, oh, I can't believe talking to Dad about it, but I have to face it, I guess, sometime. I don't see any way out. That's the problem. Because I don't want to quit school.
You don't want to quit school and you don't want to disappoint Dad.
Exactly. Do you have any ideas?
I'd love to explore some ideas with you.
Now notice, a lot of people think that empathy takes a lot of time. Empathy is the fastest form of human communication. I'm serious. Because you're dealing with what actually is happening inside a person. She's discovering what the real problem is, instead of getting all wrapped up around other kinds of issues and problems that consume all kinds of time. And she's so skilled at just not adding to, not taking away, just empathizing with my feeling and with my plight, my mind. She understands me. I'm willing to be open. That only took just a few minutes. Literally, my experience is that is possible in most situations, not all, but in most. If people would have the spirit of openness, of the spirit of genuine empathy, where they're sincere and trying to understand, it's amazingly fast. The hurt inside people will come out very, very fast. And they'll often look to you as a person that can really give them some serious help, as she did.
Great.
It's that simple. All you need to do is reflect what they feel and say in your own words. And because it's so simple, we often underestimate its power. If you don't believe me, just try it tonight with someone important to you. Just simply reflect what they feel and say in your own words. Remember now, listen with the intent to understand, not to reply. It's the key to opening up people's hearts and getting to the real issue.
I always forget about the end of that video. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing video and I'm going to go back to my slides. Hello, everybody. And we're going back to there. Okay, so what is empathic listening? Basically, empathic listening is reflecting what a person feels and says in your own words. It's not listening to advise, counsel, reply, refute, solve, fix, change, judge, etc., 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 etc. So the reason I'm showing you this symbol is this is a set of Chinese symbols that means to listen with a virtuous heart. And I think that's very, very appropriate to what empathic listening is, because there's the symbol for ears, there's the symbol for eyes, and there's the symbol for heart. So the idea is that you want to listen with your ears, but also your eyes and also your heart. And that's very, very germane. That may sound all kind of warm and fuzzy, but this is some scientific information here. When people communicate, 55% of what we say is communicated by your facial expressions and body language, an additional 38% by the tone of voice. The words we use, the actual words we use, are only 7%. So, when do you listen empathically? Think of it like a stop signal. If someone is yelling and waving their arms and highly upset, stop and listen empathically until you get the yellow light. If they're starting to say, "Oh, but I know I'm going on and on about this," or they start questioning themselves a little bit, watch and be ready to listen empathically, but maybe venture a comment, or would you like some advice, or I experienced something similar, would you be interested in hearing it? Then when they say, yeah, I want to know what you said, then you can use that as the green light to go forward and then use your time to try to be understood. So if you want a simple script for this, try saying literally, you feel blank about blank. So if someone comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm just so mad I could spit. I can't believe that Bob is using my parking space again." You might say, "So you feel really frustrated with Bob because he's used your parking spot in the past and he's still doing it." That kind of thing sort of encourages people to keep talking. So that may sound overly simplistic, but I'm going to show you a great video that sort of demonstrates how even doing that badly can be very effective. So this video is very similar and probably inspired by the movie Groundhog Day. It's called Nobody's Listening, and so this will end our this video will end our video lecture. So hang on while I stop sharing my slides. Hello everyone. And now we're going back to the videos. This is called Nobody's Listening.
There once was a boss named Ray who had lots of things to say. But when listening was needed, poor Ray never heeded. And since no one could reach him, something else had to teach him, till Ray learned to hear the best way.
I know exactly what you're going through. I went through the same thing on the McMurdy project. You just gotta dig your heels in. No, I gotta run. Hi, honey. How was school? Really? Again? Well, if people are calling you names, it just shows how insecure they are. Sticks and stones, sweetie. Sticks and stones. No, we'll talk tonight. But, Diane, yeah, I got your email. I totally agree. We got to present Shumway with a plan on how to stop the bleeding, how to get sales back up to where they were last quarter. Well, who knows? I'm sure we'll come up with something. Yep, bye. Bobby, my man, you got your game face on? I got 2 quart sides right here in my sweaty little fingers. What? Why not? Well, now I got to find somebody else to go with me. No, don't worry about it. I'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, bye. Dang.
This is a message from Leo. Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today. This is a message from Leo. Ray, we have to
Bye,
talk.
Leo.
I need your help before you leave today.
Bye,
This is
Leo.
a message from-
I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, geez. Oh, sorry, Ray. You gotta watch where it is. Hey, no biggie. Here, we'll settle out of court.
Hey!
Yo, Ray, we got mega problems with the phone system upgrade. I've been trying to reach you all afternoon.
Sounds to me like you need to take that bull by the horns, Leo. Have you talked to Lorraine about this?
Whoa, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Elaine's got the subs doing the hard installs during office hours. It's a mess.
It's a mega mess, and mega messes need mega solutions. That's why I'm glad my man Leo's on the job.
I tried to tell Lorraine my plan so we could get this done without bogging down the system.
Nobody's listening. Didn't we have this problem 2 years ago?
Maybe.
And how did we solve it then? Let's not reinvent the wheel here. Have you talked to Lorraine about this? Lorraine. Lorraine? Leo. Leo? Lorraine. You two work this out. I know you can do it. Be the solution.
This is a message from Leo. Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today. This is a message from Leo. Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today. This is a message from Leo. Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today.
You need a vacation, Ray. Oh, geez, Doris, not again.
Oh, sorry, Ray.
No biggie. Here.
Yo, Ray, we got mega problems with the phone system upgrade.
Didn't we just solve this problem?
Well, I've been trying to reach you all afternoon. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Lorraine's trying to solve
What's going on, Leo?
I tried to tell Lorraine my plan so we could pull this off without bogging down the system. Customers are getting busy signals and we're losing sales. And I happen to know this would never happen over at SkyTech System, where they actually listen to their employees.
Lorraine, Leo, you two work this out.
Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today. This is a message from Leo.
Yo, Ray.
Message from Leo. Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today. Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today. I need your help before you leave
Yo, Ray, we got mega problems with the phone system upgrade.
We sure do, Leo. And here's what I think we should do this time. You see, this is a lot like a situation I had last year. You remember the Spakman project? The Spakman project? That's right, the Spakman project. Their whole system was perpetually bogged down. Sound familiar? And what did we do?
We hired a PR firm to tell them how great they were.
Exactly. Spakman Brothers, they take the time to do it right.
Ray, we have to talk.
Did you tell Lorraine how you felt?
Yeah, and I tried.
Is this the first run-in you and Lorraine have had?
No, but it may well be our
Look, don't you think this whole thing is less about phones and more about you and Lorraine? Look, here's Lorraine now. Let's ask her how she feels about all this. Lorraine, Leo, it's called communicating. Try it.
Ray, we have to talk. Ray, we have to talk. Ray, we have to talk.
Come on, Ray. Come on, Ray. Think, Ray. Be the solution. Be the solution. Be the solution. The solution.
Nobody's listening.
Leo.
Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today. This is a message from Leo. Ray, we have to talk. I need your help before you leave today. This is a message from Leo.
Hey, Leo.
Ray, I was just trying to find you.
Yeah, I got your message. Do you mind if I sit down? Tell me what's going on.
Well, it's like this. Lorraine has got the subs doing all of the phone system upgrades during office hours. You know, we talked about it, and I told her I'd come up with a much better way to do it.
You seem pretty concerned.
I am concerned. You know, the whole phone system is overloaded. Customers are getting a busy signal. That's not good.
So you're saying it's affecting our customers and we're losing business because of it.
Exactly. We are losing business.
Whoa, that's big.
Frankly, I've done that. You know? I feel like I'm spinning the proverbial wheel here. Like I'm seriously considering the big skedaddle. Vamos, the whole greener pastures thing.
So you're upset people aren't utilizing your hard work, and you think this phone thing might be the last straw. Wow.
I want this to work out. I do. I know that Lorraine has spent months trying to schedule this phone system upgrade, but I spent 2 full days coming up with a really cool flow chart. It'll get her phone system upgrade done on schedule, but in off hours.
It sounds like you put a lot of time and effort into this, and you're frustrated Lorraine isn't utilizing it.
Totally. You know, I sent her a file a week ago, and she's totally ignored it. Unless she hasn't even opened it. What do you think? Oh. Oh. What should we do now?
Do you mind if I take a look at your flow chart?
No, not at all.
Wow, you have put a lot of work into this. Not that I'm surprised. Show me how it works.
Okay. Everybody's lined up over here.
As I see it, you feel like you and Lorraine could work this out so she meets her deadline and we still keep the phone systems open, which means we make more sales, which means we make more money.
Exactly.
Which is something we can do to bring sales up to where they were last quarter. Leo, thanks for staying on top of this. Do you want me to talk to Lorraine for you?
No. I'll run down. I'll chat with her. See if she even got what I sent her.
Is there anything else I can do to help?
Nothing I can think of. Is there anything you need?
Actually, you know your little talking message head?
Yeah, the Leo head. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Well, what about it?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, yes.
Yo, Leo, you wouldn't want to go to the game tonight, would you?
Me? Yeah. Do I have some time to go talk with Lorraine?
This is Ray. Hey, sweetie, can we talk tonight? I'm really in the... You sound upset. Tell me what's going on.
Before you criticize someone, you should walk a mile in their shoes. Then, if you do, you're a mile away, and you've got their shoes. No, really, who's knows?
Love that video. So I will see you next time, and I hope that you have a great week. Bye.